All right, so somebody asked me, would I date a woman that makes more money than me? I would. I would. But there would be other, aside from money, there would be other things that have to be in place. Right. I would have to see certain things first. I wouldn't just say I would just blatantly like that. Nah, there's things that I would look for, other qualities to determine whether I would or not. So the thing is, I would not say, oh, I wouldn't date a woman who makes more money than me because of fear of that insecure, oh, she makes more money than me, so that makes me feel intimidated or whatever. I wouldn't say I wouldn't date a woman because of that. I put it like this: whether a woman makes more money than me or don't make more money than me, I wouldn't put it like this: I wouldn't date a woman who makes less money than me that have a certain disposition and a certain attitude that I'm looking for, that I look out for, right? If I meet a woman with a certain attitude, a certain disposition that I know I don't resonate with, whether she makes more or less, I wouldn't date her. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's not about the money, whether she makes more money or less money. It's a certain attitude that I'm looking for that determines whether I date a woman. So when people talk about dating, women are hypergamous, women date up. That I get that. I and that makes sense to me from an evolutionary standpoint, because a woman always, in terms of evolution, women are looking for the three P's, right? The provision, protection, and procreation. So I can get that. Men, we look for different things, but again, in this modern society, women are doing their thing. Women are getting what they call it, the bag, right? Women are doing their thing. So if you're out here dating, you're gonna come across, especially the caliber of women you're dating, right? It depends on the market that you're in. So if you're in a market of quality women, you're gonna meet women who make money. It is what it is. So I don't think it should be a question of whether you make more money or less money than me. It's more so that the personality that I look for, certain qualities, certain traits, certain characteristics, certain virtues, or lack of, right? No, well, not lack of. Wrong frame of word on my part. But yeah, it's certain qualities. It's a certain attitude, certain psychological disposition, right? Certain intelligence, right? That I look for. But here's what I want to say to the ladies who are independent, strong, getting that money, doing their thing, 6 figures and higher, whatever. And this is not a male or female thing. This is a proverb, or if you want to call it that, or an adage, which is just a saying. People who are extremely super successful, who make a lot of money, male or female, it's gender neutral. I hear it from both sides. I hear it more. Matter of fact, I hear this mainly from men, not so much from women. But I want to tell the women this, specifically to the women. People who are really rich, make a lot of money, you often hear them say it's very, very lonely at the top. And again, I hear this more so from men than from women, but I'm speaking to the women here. And you'll see where I'm going. You often hear men who are really successful say it's lonely at the top. They work hard, they're overachievers, and they climb their ways to the top. They'll tell you it's lonely at the top. I'm saying this to the women to say, when women are after the bag, and that's their priority, and that's their mindset, they have all their degrees and all their accolades, and they're making, 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever, kudos to you. Right? Like I salute that. Ain't nobody hating, ain't nobody knocking that. I'm all for for a woman to do her thing. But she must understand that you are trading. You're trading something for something. It is lonely at the top, gender neutral. So when you hear, like, I hear these conversations where the question is, would a woman date down? Like, would a woman who's at the top date a man who, if she's making 7 figures, 6 figures, whatever, would she date a guy who makes minimum wage? And there's a lot of frowning, right? Like, and when I see these conversations, a lot of these women, a lot of them say no. Not all, but a lot. Not all, but a lot. Not all, but a lot. Say no. They want a man that makes just as much or more, or maybe a little under, but most want a man that make just as much or more. And that's an unrealistic expectation, and here's why. Go back to the first part of the video. It's lonely at the top, gender neutral. This is not an attack on women. This is not misogynistic or me being biased. For decades on decades, you've heard, you've read where successful people always, not always, but most often, not always, but most often, not always, but most often say it is lonely at the top. So when a woman puts herself in that position to be at the top, she got to understand you are trading something for something. You get what I'm saying? You're trading potential companionship with a man who might not make as much because you refuse to date down, right? Or as you put it, settle. So you got to understand you are trading that companionship or that quality relationship with a man for that bag or for that top spot or that top position. And again, the adage, the old bygone days saying is that it's lonely at the top. So when you get at that top position, understand you can't now complain that every man you meet don't meet that standard or don't that threshold, because again, it's lonely at the top. And you could be that exceptional person. You know, it's a very elite group of people at the top. And the number, that pool is very small. So when you get to that position, yeah, your ego is going to feel grandiose. Your pride is going to be bolstered, and that's good. Nobody's knocking that. But you're trading something for something. So now, that small pool that you're now a part of, the pickings are slim because the men in that group, more than often, not always, but more than often, not always, but more than often, already have a partner. They're already partnered up. They already have a wife or they already have a girl or a girlfriend or some kind of serious relationship. So you don't have a wide array of men to pick from in that small pool. So when you come down a level or two now, you don't want to settle. And then if you do decide to settle and say, okay, I have no choice but to pick from a larger pool, but less quality in terms of finance. All right, well, these men don't have the same financial wherewithal that you're accustomed to. So now there's I'm not going to settle. I mean, you can't have, you know, the whole saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You just can't, right? The world is a Rubik's Cube. And if anybody understands a Rubik's Cube, when you line up one rank of colors, you sometimes, not sometimes, but most oftentimes, displace the other ranking of colors, right? So when you line up one rank, you mix up the other colors. So it's a very complex puzzle that takes a lot of concentration, and most people can't solve a Rubik's Cube. I can't. I got one and I still can't solve it. I've been playing with it for years and I can't solve it. But the gist of it though is that if you want to be at the top of your industry, the top of your field in life, whatever, your profession, salute you. Male or female, I salute you. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm trying to be at the top of mine. I'm not discrediting anybody from reaching for the stars. But understand, when you get to that star, when you get to those stars, understand that it's lonely at the top. So don't get there and then start beating everybody else up. Oh, why y'all broke? Oh, yeah, men ain't shit. Oh, yeah, you ain't making enough money. Or da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Again, it's lonely at the top, and you chose to put yourself up there. And again, I salute you. Congratulations, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't get to the top where you knew it was lonely at. You knew that, hey, listen, I want that top spot. But you, along the way, you know, all your studying and researching and hard work, you must have come across a conversation, a philosophy where you were warned, you were told, hey, it's lonely up here. You know, it's a great place to be. You know what I'm saying? It's a great position to be in. It's a great spot to be in, but it can get pretty lonely up here. You know what I mean? So just make sure as we strive for things in life and we're reaching for them, understand that it's a cost. Everything has a cost, right? And it can cause you a good relationship, because if you think about it, a lot of people who are really, really successful, not all but most, a lot of really successful people aren't married. They aren't, you know, a lot of CEOs, Fortune 500 CEOs, or they're divorced, A lot of them are divorced on their second wives, third wives, fourth wives, fifth wives. Presidents, not all, but a lot on second wives, you know. Well, not while they're presidents, but on their way to becoming presidents, I'm saying. A lot of them have been married multiple times. A lot of powerful people in this world are usually not, you know, I'm not saying, again, there's cases where they are, but a lot of them are either single, separated, or they're in partnerships, and that they don't have a traditional relationship. A lot of them don't. And the reason is because they understand that they traded in the customary family, traditional marriage relationship for their goals, their dreams, their aims. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, just be conscious of what you're doing. Be aware of what you're trading in for, what you're trading something for something, so that you don't get on these panels or these talk shows or these whatever and start bashing men. Like, oh, brothers, oh, I wouldn't date down. Oh, I don't want a man that makes less. Oh, I don't want a man that I mean, you put yourself in that position, kudos to you. But every time you hear lightning, every time you see lightning, you hear thunder, right? Thunder always follows lightning. It will always follow lightning. Because why? Light travels faster than sound. The speed of light travels faster than the speed of sound. And lightning will always precede sound. You'll always see lightning, and then you'll entailing will be sound. And that's just an analogy for saying you'll get to that top spot, and entailing that top spot is loneliness. You know what I'm saying? You'll get that house. I heard somebody ask a question the other day on the show I was watching. He was like, what a man making 200 million or 200, whatever it was, $100 million a year, what do you need a woman for? And this was for the men. It wasn't for, what a man making millions of dollars a year, whatever, 30 million, 20 million, 10 million, whatever million, it doesn't even matter. What does a man making a massive amount of money need a woman for? And I remember thinking to myself, people are so shallow and materialistic, right? So people have no idea how the world works. Zero. Like, these people who ask these questions let me know from, I'm a physicist, right? Like, I love physics. I study physics. I'm a scientific mind. I love science. You know, I eat this stuff. I sleep it. I drink. I love it. When I hear people ask those questions, it just shows me how, you know, undereducated people are in terms of how the world works, how the real world works. Okay, not money, not material, not how much your portfolio is worth, right? Like, I got a big portfolio. That's not how the world works. The real world has nothing to do with what we can feel, see, taste, or touch. It's beyond our five senses. And I'm not going to go into that in this video, but when I hear those questions, just let me know people don't get it. People don't get it. I'm going to keep it short because I don't want this video too long. But just understand this. The man who makes a massive amount of money, or the woman who makes a massive amount of money, have the biggest house, multiple homes, multiple cars, have it all. If they don't have a solid partner in life, a relationship in life, they have not attained true success. If you have nobody that loves you and you love them, I don't care what your portfolio look like, you have not achieved success. True success in this world is finding someone who genuinely loves you and you genuinely love them, and you genuinely go through this journey together. That is real success. That is real success. That is real success. Because, and again, it's highly philosophical. This is philosophical. I'm sure people will debate me on it all day. Whatever. But here's why I say that. You can have all that stuff, but if you're sitting there by yourself, you will be miserable. You will be unhappy. You will be miserably rich. You'll be unhappily rich. You'll be and I can hear them now. Oh, I'll take vacations. I'll do this. I got access. I can do whatever. All that traveling, all that stuff, you can't run away from yourself. You get what I'm saying? You could buy all the cars you want, take all the trips you want, travel all you want. You cannot run away from yourself. At some point, you're going to lay down at night with your thoughts, right? And the cars and the money and the house, none of it can bring you the comfort, right? The spiritual connection that another soul can bring you. You can only pacify and satisfy your fleshly needs with material stuff. That's it. You can only satisfy, gratify, pacify your carnal and physical appetites with physical stuff. But when that's all said and done and you're sitting in silence with your thoughts in your mansion with all the glitz and glamour, if you have failed to connect with someone on a soul level, you have achieved nothing. Till next time, peace.